Today I've assembled a team of players whose last names start with the letter C. If this is your first time on the channel, this is part of our series where we're going through every letter of the alphabet, making a team of players whose last names start with that letter, and seeing if they can win a Super Bowl. We've already gone through A and B, and now we're gonna see if this team can keep the Super Bowl streak alive. If only they let us put chains on players in this game, then we could represent Kirko the way he deserves. Mr. Cousins is our QB1. We have Derek Carr and Matt Crowell behind him. Arguably the best running back in the league, Nick Chubb, had a running back one. Dalvin Cook and James Conner. So a nasty running back room. Fullback we have Ethan Carter. We have two AFC North studs at wide receiver 1 and 2, Jamar Chase and Amari Cooper. Brandon Cooks in the slot with Paris Campbell and Chase Claypool. Tight end we have Tyler Conklin, Calcaterra, and Cager. Offensive line is pretty solid. We had to move Charles Cross to center, Kappa and Corbett at guard, Collins and Conklin at tackle. We're an 85 overall across the board. Got some guys playing out of position on the D-line. Fletcher at left end, Calais at right end, Kenny Clark at D-tackle, with Jalen Carter as depth, along with Malik Collins and Copeland. In real life, I picked this man to win DPOY during this season. I think he'll have a phenomenal year, and hopefully that remains true in this video. Max Crosby at starting left out. We also have Clowney and Bradley Chubb, the Campbell brothers. Boy, if you don't... Well, they're not related, but you know. Jack Campbell, Devondre, and Zaven Collins at MLB. Frank Clark and Lorenzo Carter. We have a deep linebacker room. I can't say the same about our cornerbacks. Now, we do have a really good CB1, Tyson Campbell. Bryce Callahan, we signed from free agency. And then we have Michael Carter, Keitrell Clark, and Tariq Castro Fields, both in the 60s. We're just gonna have to take that one on the chin. Jeremy at free safety number 1. Cisco and Lewis Seam behind him. Cameron Curl and Chuck Clark, solid safeties. Carlson at kicker and AJ Cole at punter. So they're not as top heavy as the other teams. The B last names I'm pretty sure were like a 91. This team has more depth. They're more well-rounded. But will it lead to a championship? Wait a minute. We're low-key struggling halfway through the season. One game behind the Packers. Now in this series I cannot help them out. So we're just gonna go week by week. See if they can at least stay in a playoff race. They cashed the W in week 8. Another W in week 9 against the Falcons, but they take an L in week 10, back in second place in the division. Back-to-back losses. Now they cannot afford 3 losses in a row. We did trade Jefferson to the Bears, but they're 1-10 on the season. We lose to them, they don't deserve the playoffs. Finally back to the winning ways. They end up making the playoffs, 11-6 on the season, first in the NFC North. Defense struggled in the first half, but they picked it up in the latter stretch of the season. Offense was balling, top 10 in points per game. They have a wild card matchup against the Buccaneers. Taking a look at the schedule, man, we caught an L in our first game, but we responded well after every loss until week 10. The turning point of our season was beating the Raiders, who were 11-1. After that, our confidence went up. We lost to the Bengals, but we're on a nice win streak heading into the postseason. Cousins finished top 10 in passing touchdowns with 33. Threw for over 3,800 yards, only had 12 picks, 68% completion percentage. Nick Chubb, 17 rushing touchdowns, 1,300 yards, 5.6 yards a carry. Dalvin was a solid running back too. Jamar Chase led the way with over 1,200 receiving yards, 112 receptions. Had only 4 receiving touchdowns though, 4th on the team. Amari led us with 10. Cooks and Conklin both had 7. And Cooper was 2nd with over 900 receiving yards. Devondre led us in tackling. 10.5 sacks for Jadeveon. Clark and Crosby round out the top 3. 5 guys with double-digit tackles for a loss. Those 3 guys I named, along with Calais and Fletcher. 4 picks for Devondre. Callahan and Curl with 2. Carlson missed 4 kicks. I was not expecting that. Now, he had one of them blocked, and the only extra point he missed was blocked as well. Lamar wins MVP. We had no top 10 finisher. Hurts wins OPOY. Parsons wins DPOY, but look at Campbell in the top 10. In the AFC went to Chandler Jones after we took Crosby. He had to step up, and he did. OPOY went to Lamar. We had Kirk in the top 5 for best QB. Chubb in the top 5 for best running back. No top 10 best wide receiver. 2 guys in the top 10 for best lineman, Corbett and Conklin. Clark in the top 10 for best D lineman. Clowney in the top 3. He's joined by Crosby and Devondre for best linebackers. No best DB sighting. Here's what the playoff bracket is looking like. Someone's telling me the Bucs are going to be a tough first round matchup. We're going to watch the first drive on offense and defense. See how they're looking out there on the field. Cousins on his first drop back going down. He had the dump off to Dalvin. I don't know why he didn't take it. Now we know the knock on Kirk has been the primetime games, playoff games, and so far not so good. 2 bad plays in a row, looking like a 3 and out to begin this game unless he can put together a nice play. Here comes the blitz. Devin White forces the incompletion. So not only do we get off to a tough start on offense, now our defense is in a bad predicament. Bucs have great field position. Good tackle. Bryce Callahan coming in and making the play. Not sure why he's still a free agent. Maybe he's dealing with injuries, something I don't know about, but that was a good play. However, Rachaad White to the outside, picking up the first. Tampa Bay still has plenty of talent, man. I think people are sleeping on this team. I have Todd Bowles as my sleeper pick to win Coach of the Year. I think the Bucs can sneak into the playoffs with like a 9-8, 10-7 record. And if that happens, I feel like he will get some CLTY consideration. Baker with a dot. Just like that, they're inside the 5. And they haven't even gone to Godwin or Evans yet, man. This is not a good sign for our defense. Good stop. Devondre, our team leader in tackles. Great linebacker, very underrated. He does not get talked about enough. 0-1 trap. Rashad up the gut. He's gonna get the first points of the game. Let's see how we do on our second drive. We fall back even further. It's gonna get ugly. There we go. Cousins with his first completion of the game. Sometimes that's all you need. Now let's see if we can establish the run with Nick Chubb. Okay, never mind. But still, please. Oh no. At what point do you chalk it up to bad play calling? I mean, how do you have one of the best running backs in the league and he has not touched the ball? 6 plays and he still has not felt the pigskin. Another incompletion. See, last names are about to see their way out if this does not turn around. Here we go, man. We're gonna fast forward to the 4th quarter. If it's close, we hop in. Let's hope they finally start playing the way we know they can. 17-3 at the start of 4th quarter. The Bucs are big and it looks like the season ends here. The Super Bowl streak in this series ends as well. A team of C last names put up a stinker in a wild card and they don't even win a playoff game. Kirk Cousins with a disaster class. Less than 200 yards passing, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 53% completion percentage. Baker outplayed him and we didn't get Chubb enough carries. 4.2 yards every time he touched it, but only 10 carries. Like he had over 17 rushing touchdowns and all those yards in the regular season. Like, how do we deviate from that game plan? I know we got down early, but you still got to stick to the run. Disappointing end to this one. I knew every team was not going to win the Super Bowl in this series, but I thought they would at least win a playoff game. Anyways, thanks for watching. I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Please download the link if you're watching this late and you haven't done it. It literally takes 1 minute and you'll be helping me out tremendously because wisdom teeth extraction is not very cheap.
I'll be forever grateful to everyone that clicks the link to help me out. Thank you.